That could be, that could be a cool concept. Yeah,
we did a collab once.
Exactly. Yeah. Our next guest is quickly becoming a legend. Look at that. They called you a legend this intro, Yia, in the Twin Cities restaurant community, and is a semifinalist for a James Beard Award, which is the Oscars of the food world. Please welcome back to the show our good friend, Chef Yia Vang, everybody. Hi, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so the last time you were here, you brought it's tiger sauce, right, Yia?
Tiger bite sauce.
Tiger bite sauce.
Yep.
That was in my refrigerator for about 37 seconds because I managed to put that on everything short of breakfast cereal. And I bring that up because the producers are saying, you have more sauces and stuff coming out?
Yeah, so we have, plus the Tiger Bite, we have the Lemongrass Ginger, and then we have the crunchy chili oil.
Yeah. Are these all, the sauces included, are these all based on family recipes, or is it family recipes that then you have yi'd? I've come up with a term there, yi'd up.
Yeah, definitely. The Tiger Bite is definitely just my mom teaching us. This is a very iconic hot sauce in Hmong household. The Lemongrass Ginger is kind of a play of some different sauces that we did growing up. And then the crispy, the crispy chili oil is something that we've always had around the house, but we just bought it, and but we decided at Union Hmong Kitchen we make our own. So.
Let me ask you, the James Beard. I know that people don't get into the business to get awards. They don't get accolades. You don't really do it for that. Mm-hmm. But what was it like when you found out that you were a finalist? I mean, that has to be that's validation. I mean, that's good feedback.
Yeah, definitely. To be completely honest, I was just, I didn't even know. So I literally had my phone off. I was out to lunch with my girlfriend and had my phone off. I was like, and then I turned my phone back on and there was like 50 some missed messages. And I'm like, man, what's going on at the kitchen? Like, so there was either that or... Oh yeah, that or the other thing was a lot of my buddies. We're on this text chain and a lot of college friends and old college friends, and they just like it's like a stupid meme they put up and everyone comments. You know? So I'm like, oh, it's probably one of those. I'm like, and I literally had to pull the car over and I looked and all these friends are congratulations. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? What's going on? And so I didn't know, and then I saw and it was kind of like I remember I pulled the car to the side and I started tearing up a little bit. I think the first person I called was my sister and we were talking about it and I said to her, Mai, you know what's really incredible is that when we were growing up, the food we ate, we thought it was just very, there's a Hmong word for it, it's called banal, which means very peasant, very poor, and nobody really liked it. And I said, but now, like, we can go to mom and dad and says the food that you fed us, on a national level, they think that's some of the best food in the country. And so that was something that we got to share as a family together, is saying that these recipes, these things that we're eating, it's literally from mom and dad's table, and now there's these national food writers that say, hey, we think this is some of the best food in the country. And so as a family we shared that together, and that was really awesome.
I thought that was your answer, and my friend, it's interesting because I hate when people say know how you feel, but I get that on a very personal level because full disclosure, I've talked about it before. My grandparents, I have another thing that I do named after my grandparents, a Southern treat that, my grandparents were very poor. They lived in a house the size of the podium that we're sitting on right now. And to see their name on stuff means a great deal. So I get that, my friend. I get that on a level,
That's something that I tell people is like when my parents came to this country, they had nothing in the name. They still have nothing in them. So that's why I named one of my LLC after them. So that if nothing happens, their initials are on this company,
I get it. Tell the folks, I love everyone involved in it. I know a few. Tell them what you're doing with the Very Asian Foundation.
Yeah, so I get to work with Gia and Michelle, and they're amazing.
Hi, Gia.
Yeah. She is so cool.
She is.
Like when I hang out with her, I'm like, you make me a lot cooler.
Yeah, Gia. People, you're not supposed to talk about the competition, but I don't like that rule. I think it's antiquated and silly. Gia works for another television station, and she's a delightful human being.
Yeah. So she called and said, hey, it's AAPI Heritage Month in May here, and said, can we do something together? And I said, said, hey, let me call a bunch of my restaurant friends. And, we kicked it off by doing this little pop-up at Yia Vang kitchen called Munglish, and where we just we're like, hey man, if they can take like Asian food and make it more white, I'm like, we can do the opposite,
Yes.
And so we had all these different dishes. It was awesome. We raised a little fund there, and part of the portions of some of these sales from all these different restaurants that are coming together, it goes towards the Very Asian Foundation. So
yeah, they're doing such good work. Follow Gia, get more information, and we're going to get more information. Actually, we're going to stop talking. We're going to cook more with Yia when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. She's been in. I emailed. Welcome back, friends. We are back with Yia Vang from Union Hmong Kitchen. Hey, and I meant to ask you, we talked about the sauces, but I'm a dope. I forgot to. Where can folks get the sauces?
Yeah, so right now we're with the co-op, so you can Linden Hills and the Wedge Co-op. So it's all there. It's in the refrigerated section. And then just besides the sauce, we also have our seasoning and our seasoned salt. So we have a Szechuan peppercorn coffee rub for steaks.
Okay.
And then the other one is called a shumami salt, where basically it's what we did is we took like a ramen, the ramen packet.
Yeah.
And we kind of figured out all the, what goes into it. And so, yeah, so what we did was we made that into this seasoning salt, and you can put it over popcorn, grilled vegetables, whatever,
Get this, I'm not kidding. The sauces, y'all, is so good. I've already named it the best thing ever. Okay, what are we making, my friend?
Okay, awesome. So we have this asparagus salad. It's a new dish we have on. So basically, it's just charred asparagus. So we put those asparagus right on the grill. You get a good char in it, and then we cool it down. And then we have our maple syrup non-prick sauce. So you just take that non-prick sauce, you drizzle it over the top, and then if you do this, you can do this a few minutes before when your guest comes in. Okay, and then you have that. And then what I usually do is I have a little bit of salt. Just want to throw a little salt on there. We got some sesame seed. You can throw on there. I really make a mess up here. I make a mess up here.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. And then
photographer Eric will clean it up.
Okay.
It's fine.
and then what's really great is I love just taking a little lime, just squeezing a little lime on top. So you get an extra pop. And then you can we just toss this up make sure that you get all the sauce in between. And this is one of those dishes that you could that we love doing. It's become one of the favorites. So I do this.
Okay.
Transfer it over, just because you want that sauce.
It's just a good, and it's just a good summer.
Yep.
Because sometimes you don't want overly heavy.
Absolutely. And so what we try to do is we try to bougie it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So
we have
some edible flowers and herbs here.
Got to bougie up the asparagus.
Yeah, but that's how you up it an extra $5.
Well, you have to.
You gotta make those margins. You know.
I know.
You gotta make those margins work.
You gotta pay Excel Energy.
Yeah.
Those flowers are $75.
Yeah. So we throw in a little bit of that on there, and then on top of it all.
And you gotta make it North Loop fancy too.
Oh
You gotta. My goodness, you gotta polish it there.
And then we have these rice crackers. We just throw these rice crackers on top.
Oh, really?
Yep. So they're just literally rice crackers we have that we puff up. You throw this on top.
Oh.
And you get that crunchiness because when we're eating, we're always thinking about texture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just.
Because I like a mix of. I want a little crunch, especially when I'm doing a salad. I do like the crunch.
Yeah. So I call them Asian croutons, basically. That's what you're doing.
That's right.
And basically, that is.
Look at that bouginess.
Yeah.
It's a bouge salad right there.
Basically, that's it. Yeah. You can get that with with all when you get the whole the whole meal, you can get that as a side dish. So yeah.
Piggybacking off a question that I asked you over there, and it just kind of struck me here, talking about, again, if y'all are going down, if you're thinking, oh, where can I find it? If you're going down to a Twins game, it's easy to find.
Yeah, it's a block away.
It's a block away, so you'll probably see me sitting out there. But no, but seriously, that's an easy way to go try Union Hmong Kitchen. Eat at the park, but before you go, get there an hour early and go to Yia's restaurant. What I wanted to ask you was, what does it feel like? No, we talked about what it feels like for you to see your mom and dad's name on something. What does it feel like for folks to embrace your culture and your food through you? You know what I mean by that? I didn't phrase that well, but you know what I mean.
I do, and I think that.
And you answer why I eat.
Yeah, I mean, like it is definitely, it's definitely something that like I never thought about. You know, I mean, I remember the first time we did our first pop-up, and you know, in Eastside St. Paul, and I talked to my, I talked to my mom after, and my mom was like, "Hey, how'd it go?" I'm like, "It's great," and I was just like, "Mom, it's weird. They actually paid money for it." You know, like that blew me away. I'm like, "Yeah, like we charge money," and they were like cool with it. You know. And you know, and it's kind of
something very personal for you. It's like you just there was nothing. Not that it wasn't extraordinary, but it was very your everyday.
Yeah. It was very kind of the simple thing that we just always did, and then on the other side too is like to be established in the North Loop. There was kind of something that I just felt proud about, you know, because like there's always this faux pas, like, oh, the Monk family, like they're East Side, they're in St. Paul, or they're in the St. Paul area, you know, and that's what it was. But to be able to say like one of the things that I get so excited about is I just see the droves of Hmong people coming in to Gray's Food Hall. And a lot of them, it's like their first time in that area. Like even watching some of my siblings come, and they're like, oh, we've never been here. We've never been this part of Minneapolis because we never felt like we belonged here. And so that, to me, is huge to see.
Oh, that's better. Oh, forget my question. That's way better. I love that. Well, this is, that's darn good. I almost cussed. That's really good. That's a great summer. Yeah, go get this. Get a hot dog later at the park, but go get that. Give it up for Yia, everybody. For more information, go to unionhmongkitchen.com and follow him on Instagram, Yia Vang 70. Yia Vang 70. And again, it's Gray's Food Hall, a block from Target Field. We'll be right back, everybody. Back in a moment. Oh, this is damn good.